Here, this is great. We're putting this whole thing together. This is just fantastic. All right, I'll be there in a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I too am a native Washingtonian. In fact, I was born not too far from here at the original Sibley Hospital, which is on North Capitol, I think, and Pierce. The original. Yeah. I was born that long ago. Ron and I have known each other for over 40 years now, I think, and our career paths have overlapped and crisscrossed and intersected many times. But I'm proud to say that we both kind of entered the national level of the music and recording business together with Root Boy Slim. I know you've heard of all the other luminaries that I've gone forward with over the years, but this was the first act and project that had a national audience and an international audience. And we had 6 months into we met in the recording studio, Track Recorders. In Silver Spring, yeah. We were recording a demo of and trying to put together this act, Root Boy Slim and the Sex Change Band. We also with the Rootettes we added, and we were looking for a horn player. And Joe Lee, who had dragged me into it, Joe and I were kind of co-producing at the time. And I said, Joe, do you know any good sax players? He says, yeah. And he brings this kid in who was some protege of Sonny Rollins and had some provenance to him coming into the studio. And I remember that first day you came in, we recorded 4 tracks, I think. It was Too Much Jawbone, My Wig Fell Off, I Want It Now, Get Out of That Bed, Woman, Rustle Me Up Some Girl. These are Root Boy songs, by the way. And I used to be a radical, pissed on the Pentagon. So that's, yeah, that was, we basically all, we were all in our 20s and we just kind of threw caution to the wind and followed Root Boy like lemmings off the cliff. But it was a hell of a ride. Right off the bat, while we were recording this demo, I think your first gig with Root Boy was at the Child Herald, which was a small club, if anybody remembers it, down in DuPont Circle. But Emmylou Harris had been playing there. Bruce Springsteen played there when he was just getting started. I remember seeing Captain Beefheart there. It had some really great acts in there. But we played there. It was, I think, a 9-piece band. We had Ron, Rootettes, at least 2 Rootettes, maybe 3, 2 guitars, drums, bass, on a small stage, and on either side of them were naked go-go girls from across the street. And plus the whole room was just absolutely packed, you know, elbow to elbow with people. And this was Ron's first gig outside of the studio with Root Boy. And one of the bare-chested women came up to Ron and says, do you mind if I put my boob in your belt? So he says, yeah, all right, go ahead. So he was working out new muting techniques, I believe is what he called it. All right, there's I got some other good stories, but we'll kind of keep it to the. But so the Root Boy thing, we went. We had within 6 months we had a deal with Warner Brothers. The demo managed to find its way to Donald Fagen of Steely Dan, who and WHFS was playing the demo tape. As soon as we get mix a song, Joe would run over to the station and they'd have it on. And by the end of the year, it's the most requested album other than the Rolling Stones, I think. And it wasn't even an album yet, you know, there was just demos. So the album, we got a call from Gary Katz, who was Steely Dan's producer, And he says, would you like to record for Warner Brothers Records? And we said, yeah, okay. Something like that. So we had an album. That album was released in '78 on Warner Brothers. It was my first album cover for a national label, Ron's first record debut for a national label, although he recorded before. And that wound up getting us to what was going to be a special produced by Saturday Night Live, Mr. Mike's Mondo Video. Michael O'Donoghue was the head writer of Saturday Night Live at the time, and they had an extra Saturday of every month. They did three weekends live, and then they had an empty Saturday, so they're going to do a series of specials. So the first one was going to be Mr. Mike's Mondo Video, and they called us up to be the musical entertainment. So we were performing Boogie Till You Puke at this little dive club in Times Square called the Pussycat Lounge. And as props, they are our audience. We did it like a live show on stage, and the audience was filled with inflatable dolls. So you didn't see until the end of the song the bands would perform. I think it goes to Ron having this look on his face, like because there's no response from the audience, and you look at the whole audience, it's just these inflatable dolls, inanimate objects. Well, Ron and a couple of other guys wound up bringing some of them home to the hotel. Now, I won't tell them doing any more of that. You say that they were souvenirs. From there, then we got a call from Ian Dury and the Blockheads to come and tour England and Scotland. And that's when Marshall Keys came on board, because we had Stuart Smith was playing with us at the time, who's now with the Eagles, and he had left the band, and we were just getting ready to go to England. And so Marshall came on, so we had the horn section. And I'm going too long here, so I just want to say, over the years, Ron and I have intersected. Either I've done an album cover and he's credited on it, but as I said, we've intersected off and on. But I remember early 2000, you come and showing up at a Little Feat gig, and my wife Linda and I had been doing artwork for Little Feat for a while, and Ron shows up, and they're going, hey, who's this guy? And we said, oh, that's Ron Holloway. He's okay. And Damien from WHFS was also there and also vouched for him. So Ron ended up sitting in with Little Feat. That was 2001, almost 20 years ago. He sat in with Little Feat the last time they were in town, just a month ago. So here we are, full circle. Ron and I crossed paths again, and now we're back at Ron Holloway Road, Ron Holloway Way. What is it? What's the name of this road?
We have not gotten the voting. It will be Ron Holloway Way.
Well, it will be Ron Holloway Way, and whatever it is, it's a good place. I always know when I do run into Ron, if we're both still standing, we're both in a really good place. So congratulations, Ron. Keep up the good work.
Okay, we're about to get to the music, but there are two more people, and I want to